Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got a good one for you today. Catching these early fall crappie, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of break it down real quick. The reason why I call it early fall is I've got December, January, and February as my winter. I've got March, April, May as my spring. June, July, and August is summer, and then September, October, and November being fall. So that's how I classify it. I know it's not technically, um, the seasons or whatever, but the way that Kentucky lays out, it's not going to get any hotter. We're going to have a few warm days, but the water temps are going to start cooling down, and these fish are going into a fall pattern. It's going to be, a little different, and we'll see how they progress, but it's going good. The last 2 weeks, we have had double limits on Fridays, and both of those on two different lakes, and neither one of those lakes being Green River Lake. So being able to get out and fish, water that's not in the backyard is a lot of fun. It's refreshing, getting on something new, and just going out and, like I said, utilizing electronics to find fish. And here you can see right there the bait's going down about 32 feet. And then you see this fish react to it, so you got to bring it back. And there he is. One of the crazy things that we saw once we got out there this week, like I said, this is a lake I've been on a handful of times. I have never crappie fished this lake. The last time I was on it was in 2018. I was only on it once that year, and wasn't crappie fishing, wasn't bass fishing. So I have, when I was a kid, I think I'd done some water sports on it, some tubing and swimming and stuff, but not very familiar with the body of water. So I just went out, me and Larry, we went out, and I said, he fishes this lake quite a bit, but I told him, I said, we're not gonna really use any of your history on this lake. What we want to do is I'm just going to go out, and where I think would be a good spot to fish, we're just going to use side scan, and we're going to try to find some fish. So it worked out really well. We pulled out, and I wanted to start out kind of checking out some creeks and just some different areas. And we were driving. It was kind of cool. And I thought, everybody makes a big run. I said, I think I'm just gonna. I seen an area, and we drove just a little ways, and I thought, I'm gonna swing in there. So we swung in there, and I started side scanning, and just based on kind of how the fish have been the last little bit, I started side scanning. I found some structure, and I wasn't really seeing the fish on the structure, and I thought that was kind of strange. And I saw this. I'll show you this image right here. So I saw this on a down scan. It wasn't on side scan. It was actually on down scan, which I was running side scan as well. And whenever I saw it, you don't see really a lot of fish suspended off of it. And looking at it now, I can now make out a few fish on it, but just as soon as you're going by, I'm like, that's really thick, but I didn't necessarily think there's any fish in it. But new lake, I said, well, let's just spin around, and we started fishing it. And as you can see here in the live scope, you can see here on the live scope, these fish are really hunkered down onto the cover. I'm noticing that the brush or tree or whatever kind of structure it is, you can see that there's branches or sticks or whatever that's coming up above the fish. These fish are just holding right down onto it, actually right on even the ground. And the biggest thing about that is that with them staying hugged that close to the bottom and not coming up very high in the water column, you're not getting a big shadow on your side imaging, but you're also not getting a whole lot of difference. You can't distinguish individual fish when they're hanging this close, and there's a lot of them in there. And the other thing is, you can see right here, so this right here is fish, but this real fuzzy thing, that's like some kind of bait, and it's just sitting right there. So when there's no space, Larry just popped one off the backside. When there's no space in between them, you're not going to be able to pick out those individual marks using your side scan. So yeah, a lot of times what you need to do is just actually be able to go out and make the marks. You know, when you find the stuff on the side scan or the down scan, if you're utilizing forward facing sonar, is to, you know, place a mark and go check it. And that so if this week was any prelude to how the rest of the fall is going to fish, it was pretty good. We caught a rough estimate, and I'm not exaggerating on this, 200 crappie. What we were doing was we would catch a keeper, and we'd catch some more, you know, from a piece of structure or whatever. And if we'd went for a little while and I didn't feel like we was putting any in the boat, I would say, all right, 3 fish, and if none of them are a keeper, we're going to move. And we ended up 50 legal fish, which we only kept 40 after we got our 40. We pitched them all back, and probably even more than that. I know there was a boat come by, and I heard them say they're bass fishing, and I hooked a good probably 11-12 inch crappie, and I didn't want them to think we were crappie fishing, so I just took it off and just pitched it back like it was a junk fish. At that time, I think we had about 38, so I knew we weren't going to be hurting for them. But I did hear the guy say, "No, that was a crappie." So I don't know if where we were at, if it got found out or not, which doesn't matter. I probably won't even fish this lake anymore this year. But like I said, if this is a prelude to how fall fishing is going to go, it's pretty cool. And it's strange. So last week, and I didn't get the video from last Friday edited, but I was fishing with actually with Larry and my dad, and we were on a totally different body of water, and we were side scanning looking for fish, and we actually found them schooled up, and there wasn't even they were holding like maybe a small piece of structure, but not really holding anything. We ended up chasing some of them around and picking them off the school, and this week it wasn't like that. Of course, different body of water, but these fish were held really tight, kind of like what you would see a lot of times whenever you're pulling current off of a lake. But as far as I know, they weren't pulling any of this body of water. So I don't know. I didn't check the gauge, but now the way they were acting, if there was, it wouldn't surprise me. Fish holding real tight cover like that. Here, you see, I still got my side scan on, and I was getting some caffeine. We've been fishing hard, and Larry's like, "Get the net." So I had to get it. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Keep tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I sure do appreciate it. And if you know anybody that's got a Google account, have them subscribe too. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps us a lot. So appreciate it, and see you on the water.